It's the final chapter of the college football playoff.
It comes down to this.
Miami's unmatched grit and tenacity through the postseason has led them home. The national title now within reach.
They are confident. They are battle-tested.
Undefeated Indiana, led by Chris Signetti and Heisman winner Fernando Mendoza, have the chance to take home their first title and claim college football immortality.
The most remarkable turnaround in the history of college football.
The College Football Playoff National Championship presented by AT&T. Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also they're a literal vampire. And suddenly my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Tonight's meal, tilapia surprise with boiled cabbage. Begin cooking steps 1 through 50 now.
Are you kidding me? Making dinner shouldn't feel like doing a 1,000-piece puzzle. With Blue Apron's new one-pan assemble and bake meals, the hard part's already done. Pre-chopped ingredients, zero stress. Just assemble, bake, and enjoy. No complicated steps, no mountain of dishes. Try Assemble and Bake today. Get 20% off your first 2 orders with code APRON20. Terms and conditions apply. Visit blueapron.com/terms for more.
Welcome to NQAT Daily. We're going to talk about United versus Forest with Tom. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and
good,
enjoying
good.
the post-Arsenal glow, something like that. I'm really not. It kind of annoyed me, that one, but I'm over it. I'm over it. We got used to all these defeats in the last 10 years, haven't we? It was just like,
I think what most
losing
annoyed
to
me...
the Chateau Burnley was like not awesome, was it?
That was what was so annoying. Like how like into the corners they were getting, like literally cheering every corner like it was a goal, like a small time team.
Well, they are small time. They are a small time team.
Their fans are very small time.
Yeah,
it also kind of scares me about like the trajectory of the way the football might be going with all these set piece coaches and stuff. And the way that, I mean, yeah. They're great at putting the ball in.
Can you imagine if everyone copied it?
Exactly, yeah. How boring football would be. Like Amorim said after the game as well, which I guess probably wasn't referenced on, it might have been referenced on the podcast, can't remember, but like he feels like Saka and Martinelli are literally going outside to just win corners, which is just a state of football about one of the best teams in the league. Like, and this is what football has come to. Anyway.
Mikel Arteta with these little child balls, like, got really uptight about that one. And when he was asked about it, he was like, no, we don't do that. Oh, fuck off, you little Lego head, fuck. Anyway, so sorry to get on that run. We're talking about Forest here. Nottingham, home of Robin Hood, Brian Clough, Brent.
And me, actually.
And you.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
What a collection.
Wow. Me and
what
Brent.
What a collection. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you
I heard your besties with him.
Thankfully, never seen him. Callum the Dragon is also for the Gen Z listeners. Callum the Dragon is also from Nottingham. I have seen him a few times around Nottingham, but I've never seen Brent. Does he leave his house? Does he? Probably doesn't.
I think he lives in Solihull, according to one article.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, whatever. Forest have had they had a really good start to the season, and then the form's tailed off a little bit, and I guess driven a lot by. Well, Nuno, who has always been a good coach. He was a very odd stylistic fit at Tottenham, but he's making a comeback. And strangely, Mark Wood. So,
Chris Wood,
sorry. I'm thinking cricket here.
Yeah.
Be watching the cricket. Mark Wood is not playing in that one against the Kiwis. But the Kiwi, Chris Wood, there you go. That's the link.
Nice segue.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very smooth, was it? Chris Wood scored 9 Premier League goals, which means he is the joint top goal scorer ever for Nottingham Forest with Brian Roy. What a weird stat.
It is a weird, and also he is the top scorer for top Premier League scorer for 2 different clubs of all time. Burnley's being the other one. And also, I was looking earlier, like Chris Wood has also scored 7 international goals this season as well, because he's been travelling over to the other side of the world to play friendlies against and no, not even friendlies, World Cup qualifiers against Vanuatu and Samoa and the like as well. So, yeah, in a rich vein of form, the boy. Weirdly, and also he missed a massive. I don't know if you saw the highlights on Wednesday night against City. He missed a massive chance at 1-0, like a real 1-on-1. Like you think, oh, Chrissy, could have been. It could have changed the. It could have changed the game and also kept City in their little torture form.
World Cup qualifiers I like to look out for: Samoa versus American Samoa, grudge match.
Yes.
And American Virgin Islands versus the British Virgin Islands. It's like replaying the Revolutionary War all over again, isn't it?
Is it American Virgin Islands that film's about? No, that's American Samoa, isn't it? Where Australia beat them 38-0. Is that them?
Is that them? Wasn't that Solomon Island? I can't remember.
Honestly, can't remember.
Yeah,
there's a film about it by Taiki
Wakiki.
Yeah, I've butchered that. Yeah.
There you go. Forest, I mean, they went... When they first came up to the Premier League again, and I should reference, I'm sure their top scorer ever as a club is not Brian Roy and Chris Wood. I don't know who it is, because football did exist before 1992, unbelievably. I only recently found this out. I was shocked, I tell you. But they put all these players, it seemed like Chelsea lied, didn't it? It was absolute chaos. They bought 23 players in that one summer, and then they turned them all over again because they worked out they were all rubbish. But they seem to have found a bit more of a consistent team this season, and obviously had that sort of really strong start. So they're ahead of us in the league, which is rather unfortunate.
Yeah. When I was on holiday with a Forest fan when Nuno got appointed, and I was speaking to him about it, and Steve Cooper had done a really good job at Forest, and obviously he's done horrendously at Leicester and got kicked out quite early, but at Forest he obviously did an amazing job. He took them over. I think they were bottom of the league, hadn't even got a point under Chris Hughton, took over them in the Championship, and in the same season, after maybe 7 games or something, being bottom of the table, they went up via the playoffs, which is like a remarkable feat, really, like to be able to turn that around so quickly, and then did a pretty good job in the Prem as well. Kept them up a couple of one season, and then was doing okay last year. And then you think appointing Nuno, yeah, he did a really good job at Wolves. I think underrated.
They were an absolute pain in our ass.
Yeah, they were. But I think because of his time at Spurs, he was kind of laughed at, really, and maybe his reputation he became really underrated, I think, because of like that little tenure at Spurs. But you look at everyone who's been for and since, like no one's succeeded there. Yeah, he didn't have a great start, but he also didn't get a lot of time either. Went to Saudi Arabia, I think, won the league over there, and then came back to Forest. And yeah, he's really made this team settled, and like they have a really, really good back four. They signed Milinkovic in the summer from Fiorentina, who's really good. Murillo, because obviously, like you say, I live in Nottingham. I'd speak to a lot of Forest fans a lot. They absolutely love this kid. They think he's going to be like the next best thing. So he's probably going to be at a top club very soon. Alex Moreno was really good at Villa. Yeah. And Ola Aimir, he's been awesome this season as well. Like that back four, like really settled, like really good. And Stells has been quite decent for them in goal as well. So the whole team has just become very settled. And they are kind of a counter-attacking team, but yeah, they're based on this really solid defence and then really, really quick, pacey wingers as well.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean they play 2 sort of defensive players in front of the back four. Captain Yates will be there, and then Morgan Gibbs-White is sort of the creative hub with these sort of fast. Well, Chris Wood's obviously not fast, but fast attacking wingers trying to get balls into Chris Wood, and it seems to have worked pretty well for them. And I mean, to the extent that I don't know that we would say that they're really pushing for European places or anything like that, but they look miles off the relegation zone, which is what a club like Forest should be looking at least in this stage of their development after coming up.
Yeah, it's really interesting this season, isn't it? Because usually you have a massive gap between the top 6 and everyone else, but this season it feels like it's become a lot more muddled, and I feel like that's because of, I guess, the money that the Premier League has in terms of being able to attract players. That I remember Brentford outbid AC Milan for a player last season, and that means, the those players who were potentially going to the better leagues in better teams in the leagues like Serie A and La Liga and Bundesliga are going to the lower league teams in the Premier League. And also the fact that the coaches are better. The coaches are really, really good. And you've seen teams like Bournemouth winning midweek really well, and Bournemouth have been excellent this season. They beat Arsenal as well. Like Newcastle are obviously good. Teams like Forest are good because like Nuno's a great manager, and they've got some really good players like Hudson-Odoi, as well as Anthony Elanga, who's been really good for them again. And then other teams like Brighton and Brentford, who are obviously good, and then you've got Fulham, who are awesome all of a sudden. Got loads of like ex-Arsenal players. So like I feel like the gap in quality is nowhere near as much as it used to be.
No,
like
I think that's right.
It's really good as well. Like,
it's hard to like extrapolate like major trends from one season or something like that. But obviously, it seems super competitive this season, and I'm sure that's to do with the fact that the bottom club in the Premier League will make more money than the top club made 10 years ago. Right? And the differential between the top and the bottom has got larger over that time in terms of distribution because of the way they've changed the formula for distribution. But the fact that Bournemouth, with a ground capacity of 11,000, will do more revenue than almost every Serie A club is like, shows you. And I mean, the fact they sold Dominic Solanke, who scored 18 Premier League goals or whatever it was last year, and bought a better player in Evan Nelson for much, much less. Well, I mean, so just hyper competitive, and in that environment, like Forest, who have gone out and spent a lot of money and were right on the edge of an FFP problem, or in fact had an FFP problem, along with a few others. Like, they are willing to spend money and they want to be competitive, and it's all on the execution. And it looked kind of crazy, but it seems to have worked now, and they've settled on a formula and got a good manager, as you say, and they should be all right as a result.
Yeah, and they're super ambitious as well. Like Marinakis has obviously gone out and got Edu from Arsenal as a sporting director for his whole group.
Yeah, for the whole group. Yeah.
So I think he was in it. He did an interview today, Marinakis, with Sky Sports, and he was talking about his ambition there. And you think, well, I mean, if you're a Forest fan, it's great to hear, but it's also you're seeing that across the whole league now, like Villa popping up out of nowhere. And a lot of these clubs, I don't think Forest are quite in the bracket of being super well run in the same way as like Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton are, because we saw their like trolley dash, their bizarre spending over the past few years. But if they kind of settle themselves in the league and establish themselves a little bit, they could become not a force to be reckoned with, but like when you have so much money and funding behind you, then it's super competitive, and it's one of the reasons why United have struggled so much, I think, over the past 2 or 3 years, and we're going to continue to struggle, is because we've had this ridiculous transfer targeting system, and then we're being ran so badly. And when everyone else is bringing their floors up and their ceilings up, and we're kind of like scrabbling about, you end up getting caught. And the Premier League is more competitive than ever. And you see that as well with like City. Like City dropped 10-15%, and they're getting beaten by these teams as well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a cliche. There are no easy games in the Premier League. There still are. There are some shit teams in there, like Ipswich. Well,
they gave us a decent game the other day.
They were all right. Southampton are terrible. Leicester are terrible. Wolves are still terrible. Ipswich are probably a little bit better than that. But so there still are some terrible teams. But the mid level is getting very, very close to the top six now.
Yes. Yeah. Forest are interested in Marinakis because obviously he's like just a bit of a character. Maybe
a wrong end.
Yeah. Clearly penned that complaint about the referee and suing the referee himself.
Yeah, and getting Clattenburg on board as well. Jeez.
I mean, like, of all the referees to get on board, maybe they can take Michael Oliver off UAE. So maybe we'll have a transfer system for referees. Can we buy a few? Oh my God.
I mean, I feel like we were always going to be close to that with like Forest, like hiring one of those. Like, I mean, I thought it was going to start a trend that everyone would be getting them involved, and then there would be potentially transfers between refereeing technical directors or whatever they were called.
It's too much of a conflict, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah. For United, how many changes is Ruben Amorim going to make again? Are we any closer to settling on a more consistent first 11? Is he going to keep making 5-6 changes a game?
It's difficult, isn't it? Because I feel like this is just his version of pre-season right now, and he's trying to get players fit. He's trying to get players used to the style. He's trying to give everyone a chance, and I understand it, obviously, but it's just, I guess it's a bit frustrating, I guess, because you kind of want to see the best team. Don't want to see people like Anthony given a chance because you kind of know he's not great. But something like Xerxes, who's been getting sagged off all the time, he comes in and does really well, kind of establishes himself in the team. You think, oh, maybe this is a really good idea of doing what he's doing. I don't disagree with it being a good idea at all, but I guess you just want to see him kind of get set on his best team, and then potentially progress from there and get the wins under the belt and stuff. But yeah, you can't rush this thing. I think he is completely doing the right thing. It's going to be interesting to see how he lines up tomorrow, because he spoke in the press conference about players like Bruno being a little bit tired, Manuel Ugarte being a bit tired, and Malacia's, I guess, not going to start, and is Rashford going to play from the start? Is Xerxes going to play from the start? Is Højlund going to drop to the bench again? Like, I saw like some people say, oh, he's a tinkerer, he's a rotator. He's not. I don't think he's going to be like that when it's going on. He's just like, he's treating this like pre-season. He's treating this like people need to get used to the style. People need to get fit. And I don't disagree with that at all. But yeah, I'm very impatient, I guess, to see.
Of course.
To see his best team.
We all are, aren't we? We all want to see it and see the final form of it. And unfortunately, it does just take time. They're getting one training session between games at the moment, basically, just because there's so many, and there isn't a free midweek between here and the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So we'll be getting one recovery day and one training session each time, and it's just going to take a little bit of time for him to work out his best team, but also for everyone to learn the system. He's very much the systems coach. So, I mean, I guess at the point where everyone's so familiar with the patterns, you will be able to drop players in and out without it having such a meaningful impact. I mean, Ten Hag was so wedded to what he was doing, and it just didn't seem like he could mix and match players at all. Now, I guess we'll find out whether that will happen with Amorim's side or not. I mean, like, we know exactly what he thinks his final form looks like, don't we? I think we have a clear idea about that, and it's just like who is going to be best and who's the best fit, and how many square pegs in round holes, and everything changed around at Arsenal. Had Bruno deep, the whole back five changed, and like I don't expect that week to week soon-ish. So, but for this one, I kind of be surprised if there aren't. I mean, there will be a few changes, but like, what does Rashford go through the middle again, and he pushes Bruno further forward? Mainu's obviously not suspended. Does he play? Yoro came on. Does he start, or does he have more time off the bench? I mean, a few questions here, right? Malacia, I guess, since he came off, he will not play, so it'll be Dallo at wing back again, I presume. So.
Yeah, it feels like we're almost going to play the same team that we played against Everton, because most of those players didn't play in midweek. I guess like we'll potentially see Lisandro Martinez back at the back, who probably play on the left side of the back three. Then therefore Mazraoui will probably play on the right of the back three. Though Mazraoui's played quite a few games in a row recently, so maybe he'll drop out. I guess we'll see Ahmad from the start again. Will probably, it be Colby and Casemiro back in midfield like against Everton, which I think has problems, and I think against a Forest team who are very dynamic and very direct and like to run forward with the ball, I'm a bit fearful, because I mean, at the first 30 minutes against Everton was them running directly through our midfielders. We kind of saw a lot on the 10.
It's not the best mix, is it? Casemiro regarding Kobe Mainoo is the one I'd like to see form a relationship, I guess, and try and work out if that's going to work. I want to see what that looks like with the link up with the two wide 10s. So if Kobe Mainoo's another 8, is he able to get the ball into whatever mix of Fernandes, Mount, Rashford, Garnacho it is.
Yeah.
Behind Højlund, I guess he's going to be the final striker. We're not sure yet. I mean, who knows exactly? Yeah, he went back to fighting with defenders against Arsenal.
Yeah,
so, which isn't exactly what we want to see from him. So, look, I mean, a lot of questions. I can, if you ask me right now, gun to head, I wouldn't be able to pick the 11 that I think he's going to. I couldn't call it right now because he's made so many changes. So, there was one time, like when David Moyes was manager, you could almost exactly predict what he would do week to week. He was just so like. Whereas Amorim's in this mode where, like, the opposition mate, Kieran McKenna mentioned it. Like, he had no idea what he was going to, like, pull out of the hat. So.
Yeah, and I guess that's a great thing for us in some ways, that people don't know how to play us. But, yeah, it's also not great for continuity, and it's not great for just, like you said, putting round pegs in square holes. Is we've got, like, players playing out of position and people who aren't comfortable playing together as well, and Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro just doesn't work. And I really want to see Kobbie and Ugarte play together, because it just feels like the balance is there. Because Mainoo, for all his qualities, it's just not very quick across the ground, and especially playing next to Casemiro, that is you really, really do see that he becomes really exposed. Whereas playing next to Ugarte, who can do all that dirty work, who is amazing at spotting danger, amazing at closing down, it does just allow Mainoo to hopefully free up and spend more of the time on the ball. So that is really exciting. But then we just didn't see that enough against Everton. I mean, Kobbie Mainoo is obviously coming back from injury. He's going to be a bit slow. He's not going to be up to match speed. So that performance was never going to be his best, but it's also because Casemiro is next to him, is not going to be his best as well, and he needs a partner in crime who's going to help him.
Yeah, I agree, and minutes, and I mean, he played too much under Ten Hag and didn't get rotated out enough. But the parts of his game that need development are the parts of the game that doesn't fit as well with Ugarte. I mean, Ugarte covers the ground really well. He obviously does all the defensive stuff. You'd think that would be the right balance. The thing I worry about is ball progression, which neither of them particularly good at. Thing is, Kobbie Mainoo's range of passing is great. He doesn't seem brave enough with it. And I suspect Amorim, as the coach, will go, I want you to be braver. I want you to be braver. And we'll push him to do that. And we'll see how high the ceiling is as a result. I feel kind of good about that one. I mean, could be proven totally wrong, of course, but I mean, it really annoyed me when a bunch of the stats nerds, after Mainoo had played less than 10 games, were like, yeah, he's never going to make it. I'm like, fuck off. Like, that's the worst part of the data.
Yeah.
The rise of data people is they're like, yeah, never. And they're so certain of themselves. I was like, no.
Exactly. Like, especially with a centre midfielder, you need the eye test, because you need to see how technically able they are. And Kobbie Mainoo is so technically able. And I think a lot of our players, like, with a proper coach, not to say that Ten Hag wasn't a proper coach, but he clearly wasn't improving players on a day-to-day basis. With a coach, you can actually improve players and tell them what to do and where to pass and how to press as well, which, because our players don't know how to do that. Like, these players who have the technical quality, again, like Garnacho, I feel like Garnacho has a huge ceiling, and under a proper coach, they can really go to new heights. And you can't just say, oh yeah, these stats here, because I feel like Mainoo's quality, he has everything, like technically wise, to become that amazing. Like I say, he's not particularly quick, which might hold him back, but for a centre midfielder, you can get away with that if you're good enough. Like Tony Kroos was never the quickest in the world. Like, and he got away with it.
I think it's more like that. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. But yeah, he has all the qualities to become top in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. Well, it'll be interesting to see what mix we get. I mean, a lot of narratives here, right? Can Højlund get back on the score sheet? What about Marcus Rashford? I mean, he scored a couple and dropped out. Didn't have a particularly good game against Arsenal. A lot of frustration with him. Josh Zirkzee has been pretty terrible most of the season, but had those 2 goals recently. That was the best we'd seen of him. Like, clearly there was more of a player there than the 15 games before that, for sure, undoubtedly. So there's that story. Garnacho come back into this or not? How do we see his development, and what does the back three and the wing backs look like, and blend of those? I mean, lots of potential there, and then lots of concerns as well. And so one more step on the journey. We've got this one, and then the cup game midweek, and then it's Pleasant midweek, and then the cup game the week afterwards, the EFL Cup game. So many games. Yeah.
It's very hard to keep up with them all.
It certainly is. All right. I guess we'll leave it there. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you, listeners or viewers. By popular demand, I started to put the dailies into the podcast feed because people kept asking for them. So I was like holding it out there going, come and watch this on YouTube instead. And people were like, no, you're podcasters.
Well, they absolutely hate our faces. And who can blame
Apparently. Yeah, yours, I think.
I think it is mostly mine, but you're on every show, so it's your fault, really.
I mean, it is, mostly my fault then. Yeah, maybe we should do an experiment. I should not be on the shows, and we'll see whether it takes off. Let us know in the comments if you'd like me to retire and other people to do this instead. I'll just be the face behind the camera. That makes sense instead of front of it. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye now.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip. When it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.